The way I define mindfulness is paying attention to our experience and doing so in an intentional way. Sometimes different practitioners define mindfulness that it's non-judgmental, because mindfulness is actually talking about the awareness that is aware of judgments as they come up. So it's not that judgments or thoughts aren't going to come up during this practice, but mindfulness is allowing. It's focusing on what our experience is, what's happening, without needing to control it. And that's a really important factor that I say distinguishes mindfulness from some other people's definition of mindfulness. Sometimes people will have a practice that is very controlling in ways, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's different types of practices that are good for different situations. But the way I like to practice, at least in the beginning with people, is to bring a sense of acceptance to our experience and actually turning from controlling, resisting, to being curious about our situation. So if you would like to participate, find a comfortable place, preferring that you sit down or lay down. I'm going to sit back in this chair. I'm going to put my feet flat on the ground, let my hands rest comfortably where they are, together or on the lap. If you would like to close your eyes, you feel comfortable doing that, please do. So just taking a few deeper breaths, bringing awareness to the sensations in the stomach. As the breath comes in, feeling the stomach rise, noticing any sensations to do with the breath, whether it's the air coming in through the nostrils, through the mouth, feeling it come in, and letting go. We're not necessarily trying to control it. We're becoming aware of how it feels to breathe. Seeing if we can bring this sense of allowing to this entire practice. And now perhaps we notice the sensations of support underneath of us on the ground, connecting with the sensations in the bottom of our feet. Bringing awareness to the pressure, maybe the texture of what we're feeling here at our toes. Noticing from the big toe all the way to the small toe. Noticing what sensations we can sense in our toes. Bringing curiosity here to the bottom of our feet. Telling our nervous system we are supported. We're stable. We're safe. We can become more curious about our ankles, maybe moving them ever so slightly if you feel called to. Noticing how the pressure changes in different areas. Noticing the calves and the shins, knees, the thighs and the hamstrings. Perhaps feeling the support underneath the hamstrings. Feeling the support under the midsection of the body, connected to the chair. Feeling the lower back connection with the chair. The stomach as it breathes. Allowing the attention to wander up to the chest and the back. Noticing the shoulders. Once again, anytime you would like to move these areas to bring greater sensations, feel free to do so. Noticing the arms now down to the elbows, the biceps and triceps, the elbows, forearms, hands. Perhaps moving the hands ever so slightly, feeling the connection with whatever they make contact with. Allowing anything that our experience is aware of. Noticing our fingertips, moving back up to the neck, feeling the front, the sides, the throat. Perhaps you can feel breath moving through this region, feeling the cheeks and the jaw muscles. Often we hold tension in our jaw. Feel free to stretch it and move it if you would like to. Tracking any sensations, subtle, less subtle, very prominent, tension. Noticing the nose and the mouth, perhaps inside of the mouth, the tongue, the entire face. Just encouraging awareness to be curious about this whole head region. The hair, where the hair connects to the scalp, the forehead. When you're ready, expanding the awareness to feel the entire body. Noticing if there's anywhere that it's pulled to and just allowing it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shift into some other ways to practice awareness, practice mindfulness. Sometimes they're synonymous because true mindfulness is the unconditional awareness that's behind our experience. It's always there as a refuge. Once you learn to shift and connect with this awareness, like right now, we can shift into the awareness of our body, noticing what arises in this awareness, the sensations of a body. So now we're going to shift to a thought. Practicing awareness of thoughts is a very tricky one. Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be considered a challenging, more advanced practice, but it doesn't have to be. We can be aware of our thinking. I encourage you to maybe intentionally come up with a positive thought. And now be aware as you silently think this thought. Notice what it maybe sounds like to hear your voice or the voice that you hear. If nothing comes to mind, just be aware of the possibility of thinking and see if anything comes up. Being aware of thinking is often very similar of being aware of sounds, because often our thinking is done audibly. It's also done visually sometimes, but for now, let's shift into becoming aware of sounds. Just relaxing and allowing sounds to enter through the ears and arise in our awareness. Sounds in the room, sounds further away, sound of my voice, allowing any thoughts, any sensations. It's not an interruption, it's just a shifting of the focus, coming back to listening just for a moment. Now let's shift to seeing. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. Notice what it feels like first in the eyeballs. Perhaps you can move your eyes around, noticing the sensations, the pressure in the eye sockets. You can notice the colors. You can notice the content of what is seen. Colors and shapes, texture, light, darkness. Being curious, being open. We can shift to the sense of taste. Is there a taste that we can sense right now? Usually, if we're not eating, it's very, very subtle. Can we smell anything in the room? We notice what it feels like to smell, even if there's not a prominent smell. We're shifting our focus, but we're residing in the awareness that's behind it. And now we're going to, when you're ready, shift to a few movements. Maybe moving the hands. Not causing pain if we can avoid pushing past our boundaries, any boundaries that we have. We move to the tension, if there is any, and we just notice. We become curious about different movements. We allow any thoughts about the movement to be there too. That's part of the practice. We can massage one hand. In fact, self-massage is an excellent mindfulness practice. It allows us to massage places where we hold tension. And it sometimes encourages release, but it's also practicing that mindful focus that's allowing our experience to be. Slowly, repetitiously, we learn how to be with things as they are. This is the most valuable skill I have learned in my life. And I think it really is an unconditional skill that once you learn it, it can be a refuge to rest in the awareness, feeling the sensations wherever we're feeling them right now. This can be done with exercise. This can be done with any type of movement. And now, just coming back to the body once again, feeling that support of the chair, support of the ground. Noticing the state of the body. Noticing the state of awareness, the state of the mind, any thoughts, any emotions or feelings. The awareness is always behind these. Connecting once again with the ground, feeling supported and safe to allow whatever is here. Oftentimes, if we start to develop a mindfulness practice, when we turn our attention to our experience, oftentimes it can encourage this down regulation of stress, this parasympathetic, as some of you are familiar with. And it also allows us to start to have some greater influence over our entire state, our state of being, our focus. If we can become aware of our thoughts and the content, we can have the ability to shift into places that we want our thoughts to be. Because often we can get lost in focusing on things that are not helpful. We all do it, even when we're intentional about it. Even when we're in practice and we're sitting there saying, "I want to be aware of my breath," or "My intention is to be aware of my experience." We're going to get lost in thoughts. That's part of it, even for experienced practitioners. We're not doing it wrong. The trick here, but for me that I've learned, is to shift into the awareness. If I'm having a thought storm, I want to shift into watching the thoughts and not necessarily grappling with them, agreeing with them, believing them, resisting them, making them go away. Mindfulness is not that. It's literally shifting to the awareness of them and giving the thoughts less power, giving our experience more power, and being grounded in that awareness that's unconditional. So all of this can relate to whatever you're doing, or whether it's just walking or taking care of chores around the house or taking a shower or cleaning. You can become aware of your experience. You can become aware of thoughts. And with more awareness, you have greater choice,